podcast live. My name is Hilda Gloria. Welcome to my channel. I do share content about life in Italy, studying in Europe in general, fashion, people that have been around during my, study days when I was a student in Italy. I share that as well. And today I'm very happy to have a special guest join me who is about to introduce herself. In today's video, we're just going to chat about her, basically process of applying and studying in Italy and her life, so that you guys can have another perspective of life in Italy and studying in Italy, as opposed to just having what I show you. I'm very happy and very blessed to have Rodin. Rodin, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I would love to. So thank you for having me, first of all, Hilda. I'm very grateful to be here. I really like sharing my experiences because it could help someone else. So my name is Rodin. It's young. I've been in Italy for this is my fourth year. I've been here for 3 years, the full years. I did my bachelor's here in Bologna, and then I moved to Milan for my
Bologna
master's
University.
degree
Bologna
at
University.
Bologna University. Then I moved to the University of Milan in Milan for my master's degree. Um, I've been a student of economics. I did economics in my bachelor's, and then I'm also doing economics, but this time mixed with a bit of computer science. So I'm doing like data science of economics at the University of Milan. Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, Rodin is a baby sister of mine. She is a sister to another sister of mine who is like nearly the same age, who is also my little sister also. So she's like the baby of the baby sister. I'm very happy to first of all hear from you and to hear all these great things that have happened to you. Congratulations on your graduation from your bachelor's degree in Bologna. I'm just curious to know how you would compare the two cities. How are you finding Milan? How did you find Bologna? But before we get into that, let's
Yeah.
order of the questions. How was your experience studying a bachelor's degree in Italy? I don't have the experience and I have not shared
Yeah.
that. I did not do my bachelor's here.
So my experience, it was, oh my, like looking back at everything. First of all, it was exciting. Then it was scary. It was overwhelming at first. And in the end, it has been really fulfilling, like, and
Mm.
very mind opening. It was almost like a self discovery journey for me. First of all, the fear at the beginning, because in a new city, in a new country, the system is new, the language is new. Like, based on my expectations, some of them were met, of course some of them were not met. And then of course at the beginning there's feeling out of place, which is normal.
Mm.
The feeling of out of place, then the doubts. Then of course as time moves on, I gained
Mm.
more confidence. I started feeling more like myself. At the beginning I didn't really feel like myself. And then at the end of it all, till this point, feeling much more confident, much more independent. I can run through the system easily, and
Mm.
I'm really proud of my journey. Like, I'm really, really proud of the things I have achieved. I didn't know I could achieve some of the things I've done, like, because I came here alone. I didn't really know anyone. I didn't have family. I didn't have any friends. So, like, there's a way I had moving abroad is an experience of starting from scratch. That's what I can say,
Mm.
because
Mm.
the experience, like being back home, you don't understand many things about yourself, but then when you're put in an you come abroad, there's very many experiences that you've never done before, like experiencing many things for the first time. So it was crazy, but now I'm much more confident. That's about, let me say, maybe socially or like personally, but then with the academics, the system felt really unfamiliar at first,
Mm.
because back home, our system mainly focuses on memorization. And
Yeah.
then here, the system it centers critical thinking.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of rotate my mindset a bit. And then the system here encourages us to express ideas, to express our opinions. I wasn't used to
Mm.
this kind of stuff, because like with the professors, it's not like there is this superior. in front
Mm,
of you, and you just have to listen to what they say. In a
yeah.
way, it's form of like a collaboration. We are
Mm-mm.
collaborating with the professors. Like, they
Mm.
give you something, you have to have an opinion about it,
About it. You
whether
just
it's
can't be
in,
quiet and take. Yeah.
yeah, so whether it's in line with their
Mm.
opinions or
Mm.
whether it's not. And the good thing about this is your opinions matter. Like,
Mm.
at the end of each course, there's like a course evaluation where you give your opinions, and thankfully in the next course these things are made better, or even before the course ends, because sometimes you have them in the middle of the course, and your opinions are going to be taken into consideration. I wasn't used to this, so I was really
Yeah.
shocked. And then the system is much more flexible, because you're allowed, you're accepted to reject your grade. If you get a grade that you don't like, you can
Mm.
reject your grade and do the exam. In a year, you can redo the exam up to 6 times.
This
So this
time.
means you can do the exam and reject your grade and do it again and do it again till when you feel confident enough with your grade, or when you feel satisfied with your grade. And this for me was something new. So that means I was encouraged to fail and correct my mistakes.
Yeah. And
So this to
improve.
me, yeah.
Mm.
So
Okay.
this to me was very fulfilling. Of course, I learned how to communicate, because, as I told you, opinions matter. So you need to find a way of forming your opinions in a respectful way,
Mm.
obviously. So I learned how to communicate. I learned how to manage stress, because coming here, there's a lot of emotions you're going to feel. And at the same time, you have to. I came here to study.
Mm.
So I had to focus on school, my academics, but at the same time, managing this other part of my life that
Mm.
is overwhelming. So I learned how to thrive through the heightened emotions. I learned how to manage my stress. Then, as I said before, it was a self-discovery. I learned
Mm.
many more things about myself that I didn't know. If it wasn't for this
Mm.
experience, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be the person I am now. And I'm so grateful for the experience, because it has taught me so much about myself. Like, yeah, the good, the bad, the ugly. So yeah, it was really fulfilling experience, yeah, for me.
Okay, that is very nice. That's
Yeah.
a brilliant introduction and a very good
Yeah.
question. But you mentioned about self-discovery. I
Yeah.
think it is one of the shockers that happens to everybody when they move abroad.
Yeah.
It goes to say, it goes to say that you get to realize the differences between how you're taught back home and how you're taught here, and how your
Mm.
opinion is taken here and there, which makes you a global, I would say, candidate, or it gives you
Yeah.
a chance to stand on a global platform and give your opinion. Because
Yeah.
back home, like you mentioned, you say something, there's not even a chance for you to say anything. You just express
Yeah.
yourself while you're writing an exam. And if
Yeah.
you accept the grade, okay, that's it. There's not any a way that you are given a chance to speak about what the professor has said. Whatever they've said is final, and that's it.
And it's final. Yeah,
You
exactly.
have little contribution to the
Mm.
program. I
Yeah.
believe all you do is take away, and then the grades, and that's it. Then the other thing that I also really liked was
Mm.
the grading system, and I didn't know how much a distinction really matters. Nobody said it to me, but a friend of mine from Serbia once told me that, why are you accepting that grade? It was in maths. I accepted a
Yeah.
19. The pass mark,
Yeah.
I think, was an 18 or
Yeah. Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
18,
Yeah. I
yeah?
think
Is it
so.
pass
Yeah,
mark?
it's 18.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
18.
got a 19 and I accepted it. She's like, no, you can't really accept a 19 in Italy. You have got
Yeah.
six chances to do the exam. So you've got to get the highest marks. And she was
Yeah.
getting 30 and above, which is like 30 lode. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is killing you? She got 30, and she said no, she wanted to get 30 lode. She
That's
wanted to get
Lord.
30 and more. I was like, so
Yeah.
what is the point? And she encouraged me to do my exam again, but I didn't know that that was feeding into my life afterwards, because when it was time for us to get internships after the program, they required higher grades, and I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm going to
exactly. Most especially, yeah, for foreigners, like your grades need to be high, because maybe sometimes you don't speak the language perfectly. So
yeah,
the reason you have to give them to get hired is your grades.
easier grades.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
nobody really mentioned. Very good that you mentioned that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
True.
That is amazing. And also thank you so much for also mentioning that you were really, really a baby, but when you left your parents' home,
Yeah.
This independent girl comes out, this
Yeah.
person who has got to take care of themselves. You have got to learn the system, you have got to learn a new language, you have got to think about
Yeah,
the
sure.
future, and everything happens really quickly because then your time
Quickly,
is
yes.
moving. You know, people in the
Yeah.
chat, we are talking about student life in Italy. If it is a topic that interests you, go ahead and leave us some comments. However, you can say hello. It's very nice to hear from you again. Okay.
Yeah.
Next is please share your student experience here. It must be the minute you landed off the plane, you had expectations. Were
Yeah.
those expectations met, or
Yeah.
you were completely disappointed? Tell us.
Oh, it's it's interesting because what the expectations I had were, I'm going to be the exact same person. The roading I was in Uganda at Joginsa, because I went to Joginsa, and the way I was in high school is
Mm,
exactly the same way I'm going to be, but just in a different country with different people. So I'm going to have the same mindset. It's the
mm,
way I made friends is going to be the same, and the way I interacted with people is going to be the same. So everything is just going to be the same, just in a different country. This was wrong. This was this was like not met at all. And this is my advice to anyone considering coming here. Don't have rigid expectations.
mm.
Try to be flexible. Even maybe, I don't know, with your course, maybe now I'm doing economics, maybe it's very important not to come with a rigid, maybe even what you want to do in the future. Don't let it be so rigid. I want maybe to be a banker and that's it. If anything else, that's all I want. Anything can happen. You can find new interests, you can lose interest. I mean, you can find a better opportunity maybe in the fashion industry, I don't know. So like you need to be much more flexible and have an open mind. And then my other expectations were met because I expected in Italy, because I made a bit of research, and Italy's education system is exactly how I expected it to be, because it's very rigorous. It's not easy like what most people might think. It's not as easy. Like you need to think, and
Thank you for saying
also
that.
like, yeah, like you really need to put the work in. It's not that easy. So those expectations were made, and
Mm,
obviously I expected to be a better person, and thank God, like I'm so proud of all the opportunities that I've gotten here that have made me who I am today. Like I'm so proud, and also it has made me a much more independent person, because back home I was living with my parents, so obviously I wasn't that independent, but now I'm very much more independent. The confidence that my family, my parents have in me, sometimes it scares me a bit because they're too like confident in my choices. I don't know. So that I expected that. And yeah, like the opportunities have been amazing. So those expectations were made, but what I expected is not the same. Like making friendships here, it can't be the same because like it's a new
mm,
country,
yeah.
it's new people. Some people don't have experience with, for example, a black person, which is fine. And I just learned that things don't come as easily, so you're supposed to dedicate. Now even in making friendship right now, I have to like really dedicate time to finding connections, to finding
Mm,
friendships, going to events or something. This is something I never even thought about, but it's
yeah.
something I have to consider, cause like I have to dedicate much more time to expand my
Mm,
chances of making connections, networking, making friends. So yeah, my expectation of being the same, no, 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 no.
mm,
That wasn't made. But
definitely.
then the others were like
They were
made,
met.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you expect the bureaucracy that you found?
Ooh, no, 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 no. The bureaucracy is insane. The bureaucracy is insane. But also with the bureaucracy, understanding the system helps. Understanding the system, learning the language can help. Of course, there's some things you can't change. And also, this is a reminded me of something. When I was back home, like I was this person in that I could achieve what I wanted. Like if it was a grade or if it was something that I wanted to do
Mm.
and I dedicate time to it, I would achieve it. But then coming here made me realize there's some things you can't change. And
Mm.
that is okay. That is fine. So with the bureaucracy, sometimes you can't change anything. That's fine. But
That hap-
understanding the system or learning the language or being independent, doing things yourself can help. Can
yeah,
help. But yeah, the
that is
bureaucracy,
something you can change. So yeah.
yeah,
We have
can be
got to go through it. I'm preparing a
yeah.
video about motherhood in Italy, and one of the
Yeah.
things that I want to tackle is bureaucracy. I thought I had escaped bureaucracy because
Yeah.
I have a permanent residency card. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I think I'm done going to the Questura. I don't have to worry. And
Yeah.
there came my daughter. So we have got to go back again. Well, I thought it was going to be easier because she's born here. However, still, I have gone to go back. I've got to go back.
Yeah.
God. If they could take
Yeah.
away bureaucracy, everything else would have been easier. Yeah.
It would have been easier.
But
And
I could
also, I
not
understood it just happens to everyone, even the
mm,
Italians themselves. The
themselves.
system
Yeah.
is just like that. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
There's just nothing. So you just
Mhm.
take it as it is. Yeah.
As it is. Okay. Just to stay on the safe side, you make sure that you provide whatever they need. And then the one thing
Exactly.
that you don't take is the one thing they're going to ask you about.
Yeah, exactly. Just do your part. Do your
Yes, just
part
do
and
your
then
part.
leave everything that you can change. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is how was your application process for the master's program? I know you did your bachelor's degree, and then you go to Bologna. Then I want to know from Bologna to
Hmm.
Milan. How did that go?
So actually, from like the my second year in my bachelor's, I decided to make two choices depending on what career wise, how what I saw, what I expected for myself, or how I saw myself in the future,
Mm,
and the kind of jobs that I was looking at. I circled down to two cities, and I made a
mm,
decision. I was like, if I'm to leave Bologna, I want to go to a city bigger than Bologna. More opportunities, more people, more international community, a bigger city. So now I circled down. I think first it was Florence. Florence is I think is not bigger than Bologna, but international community. It was Florence, Rome, and Milan. And then with time, I took off Florence
yeah.
because the university I was looking at is not that good,
Mm,
and so I decided to circle back on only Milan and Rome. I made my applications
yeah.
earlier. I prepared the documents earlier. I applied to Rome, Tor Vergata,
Mm,
and then Milan. I applied to the University of Milan.
mm,
Then both the universities, University of Milan required for my course. It doesn't happen for all courses, but for my course, I had to sit an exam first,
mm,
an entry exam. It wasn't so hard because the course I was coming from and the courses I was looking at were very similar, and so it wasn't hard. And for Tor Vergata, it was an interview, like we're doing now. You
yeah.
sit with the professor, they ask you some questions. That was also not hard. And considering I had a bachelor's in Bologna,
Yeah.
University of Bologna is a trusted university. So my application was, I would say, concrete. And after that, I got admitted into both of the universities, and I
Mm,
had to make a choice on which city to go to. And considering the industry I'm looking at, Milan was the perfect decision, and also the scholarship and everything that was handed to me in Milan was much more better, and I preferred what was offered in Milan than Rome, so I chose to come to Milan. The application process for me, I would say it was not hard,
mm,
as I've already mentioned, because of having a bachelor's here, so the paperwork was not so heavy because they the universities can refer back to the old
yeah.
university.
Also, the documents you
And
didn't have to translate, you didn't have to go through all
yeah,
of that. Mm.
okay. Okay, someone is telling me they're not seeing anything. I don't know why. Ah,
They're
okay.
saying anything. I can't see the comments. The comments I
No,
see
no, no,
don't
no,
say
no.
what's happening.
It
WhatsApp.
was
Okay.
Winnie's comment. She told me she can't see anything on your YouTube. I don't know why, but I think
Okay.
that's
I hope
fine.
we're live on the right channel.
Yeah.
I really.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
like the paperwork wasn't so heavy. I didn't have to do any translations. Everything was a bit straightforward. And
Mm,
also I had prepared early. This helped. So like
mm,
I wasn't in a rush of bring this, bring this, bring this. I made the choices like from the second year of the university. I started circling down or singling down the universities I want to go to, the programs I'm looking at. So it was quite easy. And also the fact that during my bachelor's, I made sure I do my exams in time. They give you time, they give you options of repeating and repeating the exams, but if you overdo it, it's also not
no
good
time,
because
yeah.
because it delays your graduation. So I made sure I had everything intact so that I'm graduating in time, and
Mm,
then making the transfer is going to be a bit easier for me.
mm.
So my
When
application
did you
process
do
was
the entry exam? When did you do the entry exam?
the entry exam. I think I applied early 2025, and the
Mm,
entry exam came, I think, in around April,
okay.
March, around the
Usually
time.
around
Maybe.
that, yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And the
So,
results are communicated, I think, a month after that. I'm not quite
okay.
sure though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Can I ask one other question? You said that you
Yeah.
got a scholarship for Tor Vergata and then you got one for Milano.
Yeah.
Was it a scholarship for both?
Pardon? I
Did
don't
you get a
understand the
scholarship?
question.
Did you get a scholarship for Tor Vergata and you had to choose between Tor Vergata and then Milan because the scholarship in Milan was better?
Um, so in Tor Vergata, I didn't apply to the call for the scholarships,
Okay.
but then I was presented the opportunity, and then I had all the requirements.
Mm-mm.
But then at that point, I was like, it didn't make much sense for me to collect because there's a bit of documentation involved, and also one thing that guided my decision was the scholarship application for the University of Milan was much more direct because they
Okay.
didn't ask me for documents from back
Uganda.
from my country. So it was
Mm.
much more direct. And then Tor Vergata, I didn't apply to the call. I had all the documents, and then it didn't make sense for me to get the documentations of Tor Vergata and also University of Milan. It was a bit too much. And also I didn't mention as a safe choice, I
Mm.
also reapplied to the University of Bologna for a master's. I was admitted in that as well, plus the
Well done.
scholarship. I
Yeah.
just denounced the scholarship when I got this
Wow.
one. So
Well
yeah,
done.
so it was like I had three. I was like, now should I apply to the three scholarships? It didn't
That
make
is
sense.
the problem that I would like to have,
Yeah.
for our candidates having three scholarships and you have to choose just one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well done. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen usually, but well done. And also that goes to say
Yeah.
that your preparation, from what you've said, your preparation helped a lot. Having
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
information helped a lot, and actually making the applications because people usually think that if I sit behind and then somebody just, do a little bit of a job for me, things will get done. But you actually have got to put in the work
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
That helped me a lot. Applying for my bachelor's, I had help, of course,
Mm.
from someone, but then being part of my process helped me a
Yeah,
lot.
a
Being
lot.
part of my process secured the scholarship for me because
Yeah.
obviously there's help. You can get all the help you need, but at the end of the day,
Mm.
this benefits you the most.
Exactly.
So
That's
so
benefited the
like
most.
I had to go through the details and details and details, and I had to collect all the documents. So it was easier for the person that was helping me to even help me because I was ready myself. I did my part. I was part of the process. When I came
Mm.
here, I tried to learn the system. I read
Mm.
the calls of applications. I
Yeah.
read the requirements needed. I tried to do everything so that I do my part and I leave the rest to God.
Yeah,
So
well done.
yeah,
That part of
well
living
doing
close
my
to
part.
God, but
Yeah,
actually putting in the work. Because what people
yeah,
usually do is they apply. You said you qualified for a scholarship from three, no, from
yeah,
two, and then you went ahead to secure another place in Bologna just in case. People
yeah.
usually apply to one, and if they don't get in, they're like, "Oh yeah, things don't work." What would you
Mm,
like? What advice would you like to give to somebody that would like to come, who is planning to come to Italy, to
mm.
study? How do they get started? How do they find information? How do they even find an English taught program? English taught programs
Yeah.
available.
My advice is use the internet. Oh my god, the internet has everything. Put in the work. I mean, there's right now, there's ChatGPT, there's AI. You can
Mm,
put a request, give me English speaking degree programs in Italy. And when you get this secured,
mm,
make research, go to the university, look through the call of applications, the requirements they need.
yeah.
Is it an entry exam? Entry exams are doable. Most of the students, most especially, I don't know, African students, we get scared of entry exams. These things can be done with good preparation. I don't know if it's the talk. I had to do an SAT exam to get
Mm,
admitted for my
yeah.
bachelor's. But it's doable. You can do these things. It's not that if there's an entry exam, it's too hard. If you prepare well,
Yeah.
go do the exam. Try and do the exam. You just
Mm,
never know. Because what happens in most cases, most universities have constant calls. And what happens is they admit the first set of students. Then they
yes.
ask them to confirm
Mm,
their
place.
acceptance. Yeah.
Mm,
And some of them don't confirm because they've gotten, offers elsewhere. So now those positions are put back.
to be
So
filled.
now to put back again, you can reapply and reapply, even if you're allowed in the third call. So
Mm,
you can do, if there's an entry exam, note the
mm,
entry exam down. I mean, if
mm,
it's offered in Uganda, try doing it. And to expand your options, apply to many universities. You just never know. You just
mm,
never know. Just expand
mm,
the number of universities you're applying to. You might get one.
yeah.
Like this increases your chances of being admitted. Not just I knew I had a degree in Bologna. It was easier for me to secure another to secure another acceptance from an Italian university, but I
Yeah.
didn't just apply to one because you just never know. Even when I
Mm,
applied to Milan and Rome, I was like, to be safe, let me reapply to in Bologna, because obviously in Bologna they
you
will
would.
accept me. Like I have very high chances of being accepted. So just don't apply to one or put all your eggs in one basket. No, apply to
Mm,
many. If there's an entry exam, try getting the entry exam. If there's a language exam, try getting the language exam. These things are doable. It's not too
mm,
hard, honestly.
mm,
It's not
mm.
too hard. Yeah.
Just a second, mommy. Mommy. Azukse. Mm. Sorry, I was telling my mom that my daughter is awake.
Okay.
Okay. I know you talked about preparation. They have got to prepare. What else,
Yeah.
what can you tell a student that is coming to Italy? What is waiting for them? I know you talked about you became
Yeah.
more independent. There's lots of opportunities
Yeah.
that you've seen. You went from bachelor's. Excuse the noise. It's my daughter. You went from bachelor's to masters. Um, you went from being like taken care of to being the one that actually takes care of yourself.
Yeah.
You went to being I would say less confident to more confident.
Confidence,
What
yeah.
else awaits them? What else will they gain from this, the system, apart from, or the opportunity, apart from just the degree? Because these other things that you
Yeah.
mentioned are very important. In addition to your degree, you now have more self-confidence. Of course, you have more
Yeah.
knowledge, you have more exposure. What else is waiting for a student that is coming?
Well, what is waiting for you? First of all, academic wise, in Italy, it's relatively easier to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
So, all my scholarships have been with accommodation inclusive. I've never paid rent in Italy. There was like catering included, food. So I never have to, and of course, a small amount for allowance. Then also, a great education system is waiting for you in Italy. Italy has a great education system. You're going to be taught by well, I don't know, nice professors, and from these professors you're going to have nice references. Then Italy is going to position you in a space where it's gonna be easier to connect to other places of the
Mm,
world.
mm,
So coming from here, like it's in Europe, it's gonna be easier for you to make transfers, maybe I don't know, to other European countries. It's gonna
mm,
be easier for you even in the US or in Australia, it's gonna be easier for you to make that step towards
Mm.
those different countries. And also, Italy is a beautiful country with beautiful culture, with beautiful people,
Yes.
with historical buildings rich in history. So you're going to experience all of this. It feels like a movie sometimes
Mami, Molière. Yes, please continue.
when I'm walking through the streets. So all that, the beauty of the country is waiting for you. You're going to meet amazing people, so from all over the world, because
Mm.
there's many international people in Italy. So all these things are waiting for you. It's a beautiful experience. I wouldn't trade
The
it for
vacation,
anything.
lots of people come there on
Yeah.
vacation, so you live
Vacation.
on vacation.
Yeah. You live. It's gonna be easier for you to travel to Germany. You can get on a train and I don't know, 3 hours you're in Switzerland. I don't know, Germany. So it's an incredible experience.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm. Do you want to share the name of the scholarship that you applied to at the University of Milan?
Okay, Milan, it's the regional scholarship.
The regional, okay.
BSU.
It's you.
BSU
Okay.
scholarship, yeah.
Okay, okay. I hope you guys
So,
have had. Look for the
yeah.
DSU scholarship. It opens usually after May, so that you guys can apply for that.
Yeah.
Okay, well done, Rodin. Last question, and then after we can just have a banter of other things.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
if you are to compare the two cities, Milan and Bologna,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
in terms of culture, in terms of architecture, food,
Okay.
social life, the weather,
Yeah, yeah.
which one would you take? Which one do you
Um,
think is better? How has your experience been in both?
yeah. I mean, considering what is better, I think it's a very personal thing. I think
Yeah.
it just depends on someone. I come from Kampala. Kampala is the capital city. Kampala is like with many people, many things are happening at the same time. So I'm kind of used, and I think I was drawn by this, like this kind of city life was calling my name. So, so but let me put everything into perspective. I mean, Bologna is a calm city. It's more student based
Mm,
compared to Milan. So Milan has a lot of universities, but at the same time, it has a lot of things happening. It's the fashion capital, so there's a lot of fashion. There's a lot of the many theaters, so there's a lot of that art culture and everything. Then it's also the financial center. There's a lot of banking systems, so everything is all happening at the same time. And in Bologna, it's not quite the case. In Bologna is more relaxed. The vibe is chill. The city itself, because of the University of Bologna,
mm,
it's very much more student based. I would say it's much more intimate.
mm,
Like, and obviously, considering these things, Milan is much more expensive than Bologna. Obviously, it's a way bigger city than Bologna.
mm.
And then the Milan people, at first, I noticed they seem reserved. It could seem cold at the
Very
start,
cool.
but yeah, but then they need time. They need time.
Mm, mm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's much more efficient with the transport. Everything. And then considering the buildings, Bologna has much more historical, the red brick Italian buildings that you see in the cinema. With Milan, they're like skyscrapers. You'd call it more modern and
Mm.
wider streets. It's just a big city feeling. And then Milan has much more foreigners. And as I've told you, there are much more events compared to to Bologna.
Mm.
And what else? The social life, I noticed in Milan, it's much more event based. Like there's an event for everything, like making,
Milan Coffee
like
Week, Milan Makeup
yeah,
Week,
Milan
Milan
coffee with
Fashion
Milan,
Week, Milan
making
Ice Cream.
friends. Like making friends. There's an event, like, so you're going to find yourself in numerous groups of, there's an event, let's go, I mean, language exchange, or let's go do this painting and these, like that kind of stuff. And then with Bologna, it's much more student nightlife, and then the interactions are much more, I don't know, normal, I would say, compared to Milan. Milan is much more trend focused, if you know what I mean. The trend. Bologna, I think, has more student spaces because
Mm.
of the fact that it's a student city.
Has a
The
university.
weather, yeah, the weather to me, I think Bologna has like milder winters, not as cold as it is
As
in Milan.
Milan? Really?
Yeah, to me, like Milan is much colder, but not so much.
Mhm.
And then there's Milan has a lot more fog.
That's true. It's cloudy
That's
every
true.
day in Milan.
It's cloudy every day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then in the summer, I think it's the same. It's both Bologna and Milan. It's hot, it's humid, it's
Mm.
terrible, it's too hot.
Mm.
So, yeah, the comparison depends. So, in my case, I think it was the perfect transition because I had
Mm.
just come and getting like into the system, learning the system, getting to know the culture. Bologna was better in the
Okay.
start for Milan than
Mm.
Milan for me because I was a new person. If I just came straight to Milan, I think I
A
wouldn't
little
have
much.
used the opportunities that the city was going to offer me
Ah,
to the
okay.
maximum. But Bologna kind of initiated me slowly because I said it's a calmer city. So I got initiated in a much slower process. The process was slow. I was moving with the process, so like in a calm city. Then when I was ready for the city life, I transitioned to Milan. Now I think I'm using my opportunities because I learned the language, the system,
Mm.
everything became a bit easier. So and I think the opportunities that Milan has to offer, I think I can use them much better now that I got transitioned or that I started
Mm.
in a calmer city. So the choice really depends on what you want, what you're looking for, um, where you see yourself in the next, I don't know, what you think your career is going to be. It really depends. I can't choose what is best and what's not. It really depends on you personally. Yeah, but I love both cities. Yeah.
It's nice to hear from somebody that has lived in both. I went to Bologna, and to be honest, in the 2 days that I was there, the food is better than Milan for sure. At least the food
Yeah.
we can have it.
Villa. Yeah, if you're looking for Italian food, Milan is not the place.
It's not. It's not the place. The
Milan is
food
not
in
the place.
Bologna, the food in Bologna was better. And when I went there, it was colder. There was actually a
Ah,
bit of
really?
snow in Bologna,
Ah.
and in
Yeah,
Milan,
yeah, it's been
it's rare that you
snowing.
know. Yeah,
Yeah, it's been
I enjoyed
snowing.
it. It's a beautiful city, very small, smaller. Is
Mm.
it smaller than Milan? You can compare. You can tell us.
Yeah, it's
It is.
Milan is much bigger.
Ah, Milan is bigger. Okay.
Yeah,
And
like in
there's what I
Bologna,
noticed in
if
Bologna.
yeah, in Bologna, you could get the important parts of the city. You could get to all of them on foot, from the central station to the bus station to the Piazza Maggiore. All you can walk to all these places. In Milan, it's very different.
Mm,
I
yeah.
mean, it's Milan is much bigger. Bologna is smaller, more intimate. So yeah,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
That's nice. That's a good way to compare them.
yeah,
I have been to Bologna twice. One for a fashion show, and then another time for just vibes.
yeah.
For weekend. However, when I was there for the fashion show, I realized that there are so many industries.
Yeah, the industries are a bit out of the historical center.
Center. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they're a bit outside. I think they are. There's a there's a motor industry, but it's a bit outside of the historical center, outside of the university center, the
Mm.
university city, I would say. And me, I've lived in the historical center of Bologna. Yeah, but there are much more industries as you kind of move out.
Move out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is the transport there though in Bologna?
I mean, with comparing it to Milan, Milan is much more efficient with the transport.
Mm.
But in Bologna, it depends where like you're actually staying. So I
Mm.
wasn't so far from the city, and it was okay for me. It was
Okay.
okay for me, considering in Bologna we just have they've just built the tram, so
Mm.
there's no metro. So like when I was living there, it was just buses. And
Mm.
Milan, there's the metro, there's the trams, there's the buses.
Trains.
There's a
Train.
train, so it's much more efficient.
Mm.
In Bologna, for me, if you don't live so far from the city, it's quite easy.
Excuse me if you hear any noise, it's my daughter. Okay? I don't know what
Oh
she's
my
fighting
gosh,
for,
she's away.
but yeah, she's there. All right, I think we're going to end the live on this note. Thank you so much for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
No worries. We've talked about all the important things.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say bye.
Yeah.
Subscribe if this is your first time. Thank you for
Yeah.
tuning in. Give this video a like. Leave us a comment to ask a few questions. And Rodney, we
Yeah.
can continue some other time. Have a lovely afternoon.
Okay. It
Thank
was a
you.
pleasure.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye.